Hey, Super Slash 75 movie reviews with a twist. Today we're going to talk about The Nun. Yes, The Nun. I think this is the fifth or sixth movie in the Conjuring universe, rather. So this one predates all Conjuring movies, Annabelle, all that good stuff. This is what transpired to kick everything off. Let me just say the way they tied in at the very end was to the first one was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was slickly done. So let me get into it. So in the beginning, a duke under spiritual possession built the abbey. So now what ended up happening was the first act of the movie, you had a bunch of nuns praying, trying to keep the demon Valak away. Now Valak, in demon lore in the Arts Gosha, is listed as number 62 on the out of 72 demons, and commands a legion of either between 30 to 38 legions of demons, depending on which grimoires you read. There's Wire, there's the Arch Gosha, there's a couple other demonology books that list Valak ranging between 30 and 38 legions of demons being under his command. Now, we all know that James Wan decided to twist the image of Valak as to a nun, as opposed to showing its real depicted form with the dragon and all that good stuff. Okay, so we go to the St. Abbey cathedral place that's in Romania. You had a bunch of nuns that's trying to pray away to keep the demon Valak at bay. The one older sister goes in with a particular key. The key unlocks the vault that contains a vial of Jesus Christ blood, and that's pretty much the only thing that could keep Valak away or send Valak back into its portal, its original dimension. Okay, you gotta love the hood. Okay, so then they enter a door in the abbey. It's in Latin and it says God ends here. Okay, so the older sister goes in. She gets mangled pretty bad. She comes out the room, says, "Take the key, run. Don't let the demon possess you." Now, the only way the demon can survive is through actual possession, physical possession of a human. So the young sister grabs the key and just runs through the abbey, and out of fear, because Valak is on her way to attack her. And at the very end, she hops up to the window, places a noose around her neck, and says, "Forgive me." She basically throws herself out the window, hangs herself to prevent Valak from possessing her body to basically reincarnate and be able to move freely through the free world. Okay, so then the Frenchie, the French Canadian, we call him Frenchie, discovers her body after the fact. She's pretty much eaten up by the birds. The Vatican gets word about the sister committing suicide because, mind you, this is back in 19. This takes place 1940, 1952. Any nun committed suicide is a pretty serious thing, so they must be investigated. So they send a priest that's normally that delves into spiritual matters of question. And then they recruit a young nun who has yet to take her vows because she has visions. So they send her to go to go see Frenchie. Frenchie reluctantly takes them to the abbey to where the body was seen. The blood is still fresh, even though the suicide took place weeks prior. There's a bunch of crosses around the abbey to keep the evil in. And so the, the the priest and the nun decide to stay in the abbey for a couple of days at the behest of one cloaked figure nun. Right? It's implied whether that was Valak talking to them or not. I doubt it. I assume it was a former specter or a spirit of one of the prior head nuns, kind of giving them advice or whatnot. So then the nun, I believe her name was Alice, she has this vision. She's talking to dead nuns that existed before past time. So it's a weird thing. What ends up happening is the nun is experiencing basically what happened to all the nuns during the tragedy of when Valak pretty much tore the place apart. Okay, so I'm skipping a lot of parts, but let me get to the main crux of the issue of the movie. So Valak was came through a portal. A duke was spiritually possessed. He built the abbey. He opened a portal. Valak came through. Okay, and subsequently was kind of stuck in limbo in the abbey, and the nuns would keep constant prayer to keep Valak at bay. So what ended up happening is they come across the key from one of the dead nuns' bodies, and they realize that this key is the salvation, or unlocks a lock to the blood of Jesus Christ. So Valak, being aware of this, basically goes on attack mode, attacks Frenchie, possesses Frenchie, but which we don't know about till the end. All right, pretty much it whoops on the head priest, and then it leaves the nun. So he's trying, well, it is trying to drown the nun. And in a move similar to Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight with Billy Zane and Jada Pinkett Smith. Remember how Billy Zane was the devil dancing with Jada, and Jada had a mouthful of Jesus' blood and spewed it out on the devil, aka Billy Zane, and subsequently got rid of all the demons. Same thing happened here. While Valak was drowning the young nun, she took a mouthful of Jesus' blood in the chalice, whatever, and spit it out on Valak's face, sending Valak back into the portal that it came from. But as we find out that indeed Valak did possess Frenchie when she was choking or strangling him. A snake came from her mouth into his. So at the end, after the ground has been made holy again, you can see Frenchie rub the back of his neck, and you see the inverted cross. And now the tie-in part was Frenchie is the original Frenchie in the first Conjuring from the Ed and Warren, Ed and Elaine Warren's first, in the first Conjuring. They're doing the film, just showing the class about a possession of a French Canadian. Frenchie, it's actually Frenchie. It's that Frenchie that they're having the seance and the exorcism with. So they tied it up nicely. I wouldn't be surprised if they delve more into the Ed and Lorraine files, the vault, and create more of these particular movies in this particular Conjuring mythos. I left out a lot of parts, but it was pretty good. I liked it. The scares, generic. I mean, it would make probably the average person jump. Valak looked as creepy as ever when it spoke. Creepy as would you expect Valak to be, speaking wise. And the young nun, when she took her vows, I mean, she was on it. I liked the character. I liked her. She had a quiet strength about her, which is why the Vatican chose her, because plus she had visions. And at one point she was possessed, and then Frenchie kind of saved her, and Frenchie had this liking for the young nun. I like the movie. I'll probably go see it again because there's a lot of things I may have missed upon, but the Valak demon is, it's a pretty powerful demon if you get into the Ars Goetia, but like I said, that's not the channel for this. Once again, this is Super Sly 75 movie reviews with a twist, and this was about the nun. Go see it. I liked it. It tied everything up nicely at the very end, I thought. The movie's not perfect, but it was pretty good for what it was. All right, you guys have a good one. Peace.